Comelec warns against unreliable exit polls that are going viral on social media after Filipinos overseas began casting their ballots for the 2022 elections. In a tweet Monday, April 11, Comelec spokesman James Jimenez says, as a general rule, unless the entity that came out with the exit poll is a known and reputable survey firm, it is not reliable. He adds, it is easy to create official-looking forms or graphics that seem legitimate on social media. Jimenez also reminds Filipinos that overseas voting ballots will only be counted on May 9 after the polls close. A Facebook post by a vlogger who identifies as chairman of the BBM Sara Uniteam supporters in Hong Kong claims presidential aspirant Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is dominating opponents on the first day of overseas absentee voting there on Sunday, April 10. Republic Act No. 9006 or the Fair Election Act states that the result of exit polls may only be announced after voting ends on Election Day, which is May 9, 2022. In a tweet, election lawyer Emil Marañon III also warns the premature release of exit poll results cannot be relied upon as it is not only misleading but often sinisterly done for the purpose of influencing the voting. Meantime, the Philippine Embassy in Singapore acknowledges an incident on Monday, April 11, when a voter was given a spoiled ballot when the overseas voting kicked off Sunday. The statement comes after an overseas voter in Singapore recounted her voting experience in a Facebook post, saying she received a pre-shaded ballot. The embassy in Singapore says it was an isolated incident. Nearly 1.7 million Filipinos overseas are eligible to cast their ballots in an election that will determine President Rodrigo Duterte's successor. Farmers from San Nicolas and San Simon, Pampanga surprised Vice Presidential candidate Senator Kiko Pangilinan during the Manalakaran campaign rally in San Fernando, Pampanga Saturday, April 9. It was an emotional moment for Leni Robredo's running mate, who has been shoved aside by Duterte-allied politicians pushing for a Robredo and Sara Duterte tandem. The farmer's message is simple: if politicians won't raise their hands, we will. Touched by the gesture, Pangilinan was moved to tears before 220,000 supporters, a record that surpassed the 137,000-strong crowd of the Tandem's campaign rally in Pasig City. Pangilinan is gunning for the vice presidency on a pro-agriculture and food security platform. The farmers who endorsed him come from Barangay San Simon, the first group of farmers that Pangilinan featured in his Biyahe ni Kiko vlog series he launched in February.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Presidential candidate and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is not giving up his dreams for the presidency, no matter what surveys say. In a concert rally in Calao Corner, Orosa Avenue in Manila, Sunday, April 10, Moreno says he will finish the race amid calls for him to drop his bid.
Hanggat hindi kayo sumusuko, itutuloy ko ang laban hanggang dulo!
Organizers estimate the crowd at 80,000, the largest crowd Moreno has attracted in Metro Manila. Moreno says some 80% of the crowd come from Metro Manila while the rest are from nearby provinces like Pampanga, Batangas, Bataan, and Laguna.
Tulungan ninyo ako, palambutin natin ang bulalo! 29 days na lang! Malapit na! Malapit na! Malapit na, iba naman!
For the first time, Moreno brings 4 out of his 5 children to a rally, along with his wife, businesswoman Daini Domagoso. One of Moreno's volunteer groups, Ikaw Muna Pilipinas, is urging him to consider withdrawing from the race and support Vice President Leni Robredo's candidacy instead. A recent Pulse Asia survey shows Robredo as the second front-runner in the race with 24% voter preference, while Moreno only comes third with 8% voter preference. Twitter Chief Executive Parag Agrawal says on Monday, April 11, Manila time, the platform's top shareholder Elon Musk decides not to join its board. Musk, who calls himself a free speech absolutist and has been critical of Twitter, disclosed he owns a 9.1% stake on April 4 and said he plans to bring about significant improvements at the social media platform. His appointment to the board was to become effective on Saturday. In a note on Twitter, Agrawal says Elon's decision is for the best and that they will remain open to his input. Company insiders tell Reuters the news of Musk taking a board seat had some Twitter employees panicking over the future of the social media firm's ability to moderate content. In his note, Agrawal says there will be distractions ahead, but our goals and priorities remain unchanged. Actor Piolo Pascual announces his support for Vice President Leni Robredo's presidential bid in the May 2022 elections. In a short video uploaded on his official social media accounts Monday, April 11, Pascual takes a soft jab at Robredo's main rival, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., whose campaign message centers around the term unity.
Ganito ang itsura ng totoong unity. Ang totoong pagkakaisa ay isang pangako na walang maiiwan. Lahat tayo, magkakasabay na humahakbang para sa pangarap na lipunan. Hindi ito yung pagkakaisa ng mga political dynasty para sa sarili nilang interes.
In other news, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are engaged again. J-Lo shares the news by posting a photo of what looks like an engagement ring in her on the J-Lo newsletter on Friday, April 8. Ben and J-Lo were already engaged in 2002, but they called off their engagement in 2004. J-Lo went on to marry singer Mark Anthony just months later, but divorced in 2011. Meanwhile, Ben married actress Jennifer Garner in 2005 before divorcing in 2018. Ben and J-Lo rekindled their romance in the previous year with paparazzi catching photos of the couple kissing in June 2021.